Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we finished up the Treasures of Urhgan storyline. We defeated Alexander, reinstated Nashmira, and got all of our rewards. So now we are finished with Treasures of Urhgan as far as the main story is concerned, and ready to move on to the next thing. And the next thing is going to be going back to the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel storyline and work our way through those missions and quests where they overlap with Treasures of Urhgan. We can now do that without running into interference. So, let's go ahead and get right to it. We're back in Juno. I'm switched over to Ranger for this, because we might run into something that's going to need a little bit more firepower than what I can do with my warrior right now. And I guess I could also use my Dragoon, but I'll kick around with the Ranger. Alright, so to get started, we need to interact with the door to the Marble Bridge Tavern. Which, you remember, in Rhapsodies of Vana'diel, we defeated Siren, and we've been trying to figure out who the Masked Man is, and trying to figure out what it is we're going to do with that. And so far we've been interacting with Tenzin and Preesh from Chains of Promathia. We haven't quite actually wrapped up with that yet, so we'll get there. Alright, Tenzin here says, coins often loosen lips at taverns and markets, but to turn up empty-handed, where could she have gone? I'm at Urhgan. Tuna, is that? That's our guy. Oh, and I realized I made the same mistake. I don't have any music on. Stand strong. Back, Kerr. You came from Urha's future. I know not why you seek to spread the emptiness, but you will have to get through my blade first. I cannot be destroyed. Let the darkness fill thy soul. There is no other way. The reckoning is at hand. And you, Tenzin, will lead them there. Lady Urha? Oh, she's down there. Urha, come back to us. The ambassador shall not go unpunished. He took it. He took it from me. Took what? The blessing. Phoenix's blessing. No. Oh. It's caused to mind my own Phoenix Blade, which once contained a similar power. When I first laid eyes on the girl, a small fraction of Phoenix's essence was transfused into this cold steel. Only one blessed by the Phoenix could sense it. If my blade was one of Phoenix's feathers, then Urha herself is its wings. Once whole, Phoenix's life force will be without peer, and not even the greatest darkness can overcome it. No, even the emptiness would fully succumb. But part of Phoenix's puissance lies with Celtus. Then how? Tuna, seeing what happened to Urha and knowing what my blade has told me, there is only one logical conclusion. We must wrest Phoenix's blessing back from the Ambassador of the Void. Alright, let's do it. Phoenix Blade, please guide us in these bleak times. Why are you two sitting there having a little tea party? My fists are aching for a workout, and you know why. You know why? Oh, it was a question. As he laid idle eyes on this creepy masked man. He kept yammering something about being surprised to cross paths again, and I haven't changed at all, but I've never seen that worthless piece of trash in my life. The masked man, tell us, where did he go? I do not know, but he muttered something about an astral candescence. I'll give him a couple of good chops next time he shows his face around here. He might have been alone, but that decisive tone of voice, he definitely was talking with someone. An astral candescence. The name is not altogether unfamiliar. It's a special type of instrument found in the land of Urhgan. For years, I had been aching to study one, and I never had cause to visit the Empire. What now? What's that? Can you eat it? Juno, we must make haste. One of my disciples found out that the Tenshodo and Lord Juno can offer a safe passage there. Alright, well, we'll head to Urhgan. Let us waste not a breath. I've got a couple errands to take care of here, but save me a piece of that masked bugger for later. There's something off about that guy, and I can't place my finger on it. Tuna, may your journey be a safe one. Yeah, I've been doing some stuff where I have the music off because it interferes with things, so I forgot to turn it back on, and I've now done it twice. There we go. Alright. Okay, so we don't need to obtain a boarding permit for Urhgan because we've already done that. So we now need to head to Urhgan Whitegate for cutscene. So let's do so. Let's see. Where are we heading after that? The Imperial Whitegate. Okay. So then we'll want to go to Home Point 2 specifically. Lady Tuna, I urgently request your aid. Just straight out of the gate. Alright, what's going on? I must ask you to infiltrate the palace. Kagero. Forgive me for speaking out of turn, but our adventurer companion must be completely lost without a clear explanation. Oh, of course. I met with a particular someone upon setting foot here in Urhgan. A staunch ally known as Gesho. He shrouds himself in a tarnished black outfit, a ridiculous costume the likes of which I have never seen. One cannot help but admire his commitment to the cause, playing dress up in a bid to fully maintain his cover. Sir Tenzin, that is no costume. Yeah, because he's a Guro. And furthermore, it is wholly irrelevant to this discussion. Let me get back on track. Gesho strove to find out all he could about this ambassador. He received credible information about a man matching his description, visiting an imperial alchemist in the palace. Whispers abound that he is after something called Gotsad's astral candescence. Thankfully, Gesho was able to foil his plot before it bore fruit. I scarce need to point out that he will not turn tail and saunter away, and that is why I need you to infiltrate the palace. Alright. Those were the words I've been hoping to hear. That will doubtlessly provide you with the opportunity to make our cause known. I wish you good fortune. Kagero, come. Alright, well, we must infiltrate the palace. So, let's head there. Wait, I recognize you, but I'll be damned if I let you into the palace without an invitation. You know an awful lot about this masked man and his gang. Arziza? There is no cause for that here. I can personally vouch for this woman's character. That's Nashmira. By your command. So you're not with that chilling fellow? Several days after he came storming into the palace, a woman with the same patterned mask slipped in too. And when combined with all the other reports we received, that makes a total of 7 or 8 of his followers. Perhaps you can provide us with the information we so desperately desire. Come inside that we may speak more plainly. Our world is to be shrouded in darkness? How could such a thing come to pass? So the future's black as night, and several individuals traverse time to appear before us. I find this all too difficult to believe. So first we have to figure out if we can do anything. Isn't it obvious? This Urhgan came back specifically because Tuna has the power to set things right. This ambassador wants to ensure the future remains exactly as it is in Urhgan's time. Tuna, they have already stormed in once, and it would be folly to assume they won't do so again. They open up a void into the Netherrealm, and it seemed to be their preferred method of transport. So, if we believe you, then the only logical explanation is that they are controlling energy taken from that terrible future. This is bad, really bad. I'm not confident that we'll be able to stop them. You being here, Tuna, does my heart well. Is this that orb you were mentioning? These are beautiful memories of the adventures we shared. To think of all the wonderful times we spent together. Of course, I'll help you in any way I can. The masked man is certainly headed for the Hall of Binding in Walara Temple, and that's where we should go too. Alright. That gets me the cipher of Nashmira's alter ego 2, because we got the first one. Okay, well, let's head to the temple. I think we can head straight here because we have finished Urhgan. So I think if we don't finish Urhgan, then we have to go do some other stuff first. There she is. Just a person we were hoping to meet. We find ourselves in quite the pickle, and your peerless problem-solving skills figure to be just what the Puppet Master ordered. Is this a different cutscene? It's the Empress, you see. She just hasn't been herself these days. Well, she puts on a cheerful face for her people, of course, but there's no fooling old friends. Well, she spends every spare moment cooped up in her library, tearing through some tome after tome like a starved bookworm. She's always been a studious type, but whatever it could be that she researches with such zeal. It concerns us enough that we took it upon ourselves to do a little research of our own, and... You won't believe what we found, Tuna. Why, she means to obtain none other than the Talisman of the Rebel Gods. Yeah, this is definitely a different quest that we bumped into. Oh, what now? You haven't heard of it? Talk about an anticlimax. Small wonder though, there have been no sightings or even word of one in Al-Zabi in years. Allow me to explain. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. But first you must promise us that not a word of this conversation will leave this room. According to Imperial law, these talismans are considered contraband of the highest order. While even the mere possession of one could be punished by imprisonment, exile, even death. But why would our Empress stain her dainty little hands in search for such a scandalous artifact? There's a question, isn't it? Books of lore describe it as a piece of the most precious, peerless craftsmanship bearing two exquisitely engraved seals. On the front, that of a crowned dolphin, behind a Stygian warrior atop a steed blacker than night. The emblem of the kingdom of Ephraimad and the Dark Rider Odin. Two images whose significance would not be lost on anyone in the Empire. The Ashmara pursues this talisman so fervently, makes it clear this is a matter of utmost import to her, so we turn to you. You know, can we track down one of these talismans of the rebel gods and aid the Empress in her quest? Sure. I'll maybe do that. Thank you, Tuna. We knew we could count on you. We wouldn't think to send you off on on a wild colibri taste, so we've done some preliminary footwork of our own. Word has it that over in Nashmal, there's a fellow who specializes in the restoration of all sorts of ancient and illicit curios. These are good places any to begin your search. Be warned, it's said he's a bit paranoid about being ratted out to the Imperial authorities. Okay. Yeah, that is not what we needed to do. What we need to do is talk to Nadi here. Alright, Nadi says, the temple is under siege. Are we too late? What happened? A masked man. Several immortals went to quell the threat, but we haven't heard a word in hours. Well, looks like the immortals got taken out. Oh no. Oh, that's not a masked man, that's Mithra. What is she doing? And that light, it can't be. We lack power. Preparations have not yet been made in this age. Then I must take matters into my own hands with this mask. Alright, well, we've got to stop her. Kagero, just in time. Get down. Tell us where the ambassador is. You might yet see the next sunrise. How do you have the Phoenix's life force? That power is not for you to wield. Lady Tuna, it is done. Phoenix has returned to us. Yet my blade is an insufficient vessel to harbor all of its energy. I suspect the rest has returned to the Mother Crystal. Perhaps this is the wrong time. Oh, Nashmira is saying. Perhaps this is the wrong time, but just who are you? Introductions can wait. The wounded come first. Then let us help them as well. Do not think you can escape from me. Alright, I guess Kagero's gonna give chase. We can trust Kagero to hound her to the ends of Vana'diel. It falls to us to make these men hale and hearty. Tuna, my citizens must come first right now. Let's meet up later. Lady Tuna, I must head for a Showerrat tea house once the situation here has calmed down. Oh, I shall head. Towerrat tea house. Oh, so this is the ambassador of the void. Another interesting character to make dance on my stage. Well, looks like a new piece is on the board. Alright, so now we need to enter the Showerrat tea house. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, so I guess we'll get the cutscene. Yep, right there. Lady Tuna, we have discovered evidence pointing us towards the Alzadal undersea ruins. Why? But I've jumped straight to the ending without telling the full story. One of those injured in the scuffle in the Hall of Binding exchanged some words with Lady Nashmira as she was treating him. He had overheard the masked man's next plan. You see, there is a legend passed down in Urhgan across generations about a being known as the Prime Avatar. Perhaps I need not spell it out, but I shall anyway. With Phoenix's power gone, he now seeks something of comparable strength. So in Yatunga Jungle, you sparred with the Ambassador as he commanded the power of Siren, another Prime Avatar. If he turned an Avatar against us once, it is likely he will attempt to do so again. Recall how that masked woman in the hollow mentioned needing to take matters into her own hands, presumably because something was missing? It gives me pause. What if the Ambassador, not content with the future devoured, intends to bring his infernal gloom to our present as well? You want proof? I have received reports of another vortex which recently opened in the Middlelands. Weeds cut off at the top continue to grow and fester. They must be ripped out from the roots. And the Alzadal undersea ruins may be the key to doing just that. Lady Nashmira asserted that the Prime Avatar has a strong connection with those ruins. She has doubtlessly arrived there already, and it would not do to keep her waiting. Alright, so now we need to head to the Alzadal undersea ruins, which the fastest and easiest way to do that is to use the runic portal. So let me get over there. Alright, Chamber of Passage. We want to head to the Nizal Isle staging point. Well, there's the Colossus. Thank goodness you've arrived. This building, and those like it scattered throughout the land, are historic ruins of the great Alzadal dynasty which flourished over 900 years ago. Only under the most special of circumstances are those not from our lands permitted entry. Lady Nashmira, if I may be so bold, what is the gargantuan contraption behind you? We refer to it as the Colossus, a grand device manufactured by the Empire that houses the Prime Avatar. To think that such a monstrosity is a being that rules over the forces of light? Excuse me. Is a being that rules over the forces of light, known as Alexander. Huh? How is... what? On Vana'diel? Ah, Phoenix, thy voice always grated on mine ears. Oh, but 'twould seem thou art even more cacophonous than usual. That's because now there are two of thee. Ah, so one carrying thy blessing has alighted on this land from the future. I understand thy predicament. If thou dost deem her to be of great import, then I shall honor thy request to give her form in this world once more. Well, she's back. Lady Urhgan. Master, Sir Tenzin. How are you feeling? Lady Urhgan, your journey to the realm of the living has surely taken its toll. Permit me to explain in your stead. None understand better than I. Phoenix has become whole in the future, and his life force has brought Urhgan back to us. Yet this is not the first time, and gods strike me if it's not the last. She is stuck within the cycle of life, returning to Vana'diel each time she is struck down. Would that I were not endlessly reliant on my family to rescue me after each mishap. My blade once held power of a similar magnitude, so I am all too familiar with the particulars. Yeah, just as flame can cauterize a grievous wound, so too are Phoenix's blazing wings of life accompanied by indelible pain. Am I wrong? There's no need to put on a brave front. Though your body may have recovered, your spirit yet needs time to heal. There is naught else for me to do. That girl's presence in this world is forbidden, and is why death doth clamor to claim her at every opportunity. Forbidden? Doubtless because she has not yet been born. Order must be obeyed, and all that would threaten it shall be expunged. Even Phoenix can only protect her for so long. Its breath draws ever fainter, its energies beginning to wane. I've done what I can, but whether she is long for this world is not something for me to decide. I care not what hardships I must overcome. Master must bring light to my future. My calling is to guide her along the path. And thou wilt stop at naught to banish the emptiness. Yet the emptiness bringeth absolute darkness. It is not the absence of light I shall face when Ragnarok cometh. The spirits of Eld have surely felt the presence of such an abomination since time immemorial. It surpasses the power of the gods themselves, and shall descend upon Vana'diel ere long. And its underlings have already arrived in our time. Lord Alexander, they aim to engage in a ritual with the astral candescence and use it to steal your power. Ah yes, I recall the candescence. But thou art slightly mistaken. They are not after my light, but rather Odin's darkness. Of course, it is only via my form that they would be able to summon Odin. But that would call forth another Ragnarok. I would relish such a test of wills. No. Fear not, youngling. They scattered as chaff before the wind. What concerneth me now is whether they will attempt to clip Phoenix's wings again, or whether they will search for their darkness elsewhere. Hold. My primary concern lies not with vanquishing the ambassador, but with ensuring Master's prepared for the time of reckoning. And that is why she needs to fill the orb with... Lady Urhgan? You mustn't. You need rest. She's about to fade once more. Dost thou wish for a way to save her? It would be a small hope, but the only being that could convince Vana'diel to accept her in this time would be one born of Altana's tears. One of the newest guardians of this world, Kate Sith. I'm not actually sure how you're supposed to actually pronounce that name. Ask Phoenix for its aid. My health should be the least of your concerns. Master, lead me to my fate and continue on your journey. Shh. He'll be in safe hands back at the palace. She is correct. We shall return to Urhgan in the meantime. Lady Tuna? Alright, so now we need to head back to the palace. Alright, don't worry about Urhgan. She's just resting. Some of our more medicinally inclined alchemists have been watching over her day and night. At least they managed to remove the ethereal poisons that were plaguing her. I'll make sure to bring you to her as soon as she's made a bit more of a recovery. Oh, that reminds me. Tenzin mentions going back to Norg to tell his allies what's been going on. Something about knowing a way to meet that Kate Sith that Alexander mentioned. It deals with a cavernous maw found in Battaglia Downs. I wish I knew what he meant. Battaglia Downs is in the Middlelands, right? It can't hurt to have a look. Please, keep yourself out of danger. Yep, and that basically points us to Wings of the Goddess, the next expansion storyline. Lady Nashmira, you have my gratitude. Urhgan, are you sure it's safe to walk? Tuna was just here asking about you. I'll call her back right away. There's no need for that. Now that you and my companions are aware of Vana'diel's opinion of me, my being here would only serve as a hindrance. Many are the soldiers who have fallen to protect the weak. I have awoken to my own failings and thus will walk a different path. You're mistaken. People are at their strongest when they're fighting to protect something or someone. Lady Nashmira, your kind words are a boon in these dark times. Please watch over Master in my stead. Urhgan, where are you going? Master needs me to be able to stand on my own, so that I can shelter her from the darkness. Alright, we got Rhapsody and Crimson. Bonus to experience point gains, combat magic skill gains, and that one also allows me to finally be able to summon a 5th trust alter ego. I can actually create a full party now. About time. Alright, so we now need to go ahead and get started on Wings of the Goddess, which I have already unlocked access to those areas, which I don't think I have any of the home points there. No. I think I may have gotten a survival guide. Yes. Alright. It's a little bit early, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. And when we come back for next episode, we'll go ahead and dive into the Wings of the Goddess storyline and work our way through that before we return to Rhapsodies once again. So, we'll stop here for now. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.